Mark Madden on Shults4.com. When the Pirates season ended Sunday, it put a damper on Steve Blass's swan song with the broadcast team when they fired Clint before the game. But nothing could put a damper on Steve Blass. Blass spent 60 years with the Pirates organization. Most of that time was spent witnessing misery, but Steve Blass was never miserable. He was a constant breath of fresh air for a franchise that desperately needed just that too many times. Steve Blass won the 1971 World Series when he pitched a complete game in Game 7, and the memory of him leaping in the air at the conclusion of that game will be remembered by everyone who saw it and by a lot of people who didn't. The Pirates broadcast team is a hidden gem. They do a great job. Yeah, they oversell optimism that just isn't there, but that's part of the job. But when you heard Steve Blass do that, you knew it was because he so badly wanted things to be better. Next year, Blass won't be part of the broadcast team, and it'll seem, unfortunately, like he took all the hope with him. When Blass told stories on the air, it made you feel like you were there. And in my case, I often was. As a kid, I was a diehard Pirate fan, and I have 42 ticket stubs from the 1971 World Championship season to prove it. I must have got Steve Blass's autograph a dozen times, and he was always kind and gracious and made a little kid love baseball all the more. The Pirates need a guy like Steve Blass. They need a team like that team in 71, or at least some reasonable facsimile. I think that's the only thing that'll ever bring the optimism back, especially now that Steve Blass is no longer a part of the Pirates. I have immeasurable respect for Steve Blass. He was a great pitcher. When he lost his control, he became ennobled. He became all the more endeared to Pittsburgh because of his brave battle and fight to continue his career, which he ultimately lost, but at the end of the day, he was still Steve Blass. He was still a Pirate, and he's still a Pirate to this very day. He always wore his heart on his sleeve, and I feel kind of dumb saying he will be missed because it's not like he's dying, but he won't be around all the time. Steve Blass is going to be missed, and the more he comes around, the better. He says he's retired. I bet he's on camera and on mic a bit more next year than he's letting on. I bet it's a bit more than occasional. Steve, thank you for 60 years spent with the Pirates, and thank you for what you meant to me as a kid.